are you? I'm so glad you could join me.
Me too. I'm much better now.
Yeah, good. I'm glad. I'm glad to see you in a better mood.
I know, right? Well, it's Monday night, and Monday night we usually do chat until night about 10:45. But my house got quiet a lot earlier, and since you were doing a special late night live, I was like, well, shoot, we may as well do a completely special late night thing.
Yes.
So if you're here with us, folks, this is like you are lucky right now. This never happened. So
Yeah,
take
I don't
advantage.
stay up this late. But I don't have to do anything in the morning, so
Yeah.
I figured I would do a later reading.
Yeah.
Um,
I love it though.
so while we were waiting for you, the Eight of Swords and the Six of Pentacles came out, and look at it's like Bowie.
Aw,
And the Emperor and the Queen of Cups came out. And I was saying
okay.
that I really feel the divine masculine energy is just feeling the feminine's kindness and her compassion, and she just seems so beautiful to him right now.
Right.
But there's this sense I get that he wants to conquer her.
I have Yuna over here. Hi, darling. It does feel that way. And you know what? I'm picking up on like this admiration, like this from a distance admiration, like old photographs, watching social media, things like that, videos,
Yes.
like listening to songs that are very nostalgic and bring back that image in the head of different moments and memories.
Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah.
I guess we can just kind of do the little intuitive session like this and just talk about what we're picking up on. If you want to start with that,
Yeah.
kind of flow with it. It feels like it's kind of an interesting connection. Yeah, it does. It feels like an interesting connection.
Right.
um, yeah, let's see what you get over there. What cards do you get about the air
Well,
between?
I have my Naked Heart Tarot here, which is this is my deck that really just speaks to me with a lot of like the emotion aspect where we really put the ego kind of aside, which I really feel like is fitting with what's going on with the masculine energy right now. Um the Ten of Wands in reverse just came out with the Two of Cups. So this is giving me very much this energy of masculine being like, you know what? I've been carrying around so much for so long that I
Mhm.
just more. It's like the weight feels as heavy as this camel. It's like, let alone all of the wands here. It's like, no, no, no. I'm talking just my whole body weight is exhausted right now. And it's like the focus, the feeling, the efforts, everything is leading just to the love, to the connection, to the bond right now with feminine. It's like, forget everything else. This is my focus right here. I'm just really drawn to how the hearts are just connected.
I feel that. Ooh. Let's see what else here.
So
So with that
also,
first game, go ahead. What did
oh,
you
I,
say?
I have people I have people joining over here, so I was just going to say hi, everybody. If you're new to, well, at least my channel here at Cat and Tona, it's nice to meet you. I'm Luna, and I'm joined by the beautiful Pearl from Tuned In Tarot tonight. We are doing two readers for the price of one tonight. We're just picking up on some collective masculine, feminine energy right now. But if you guys would like to guarantee a reading and get your question answered by two readers for the price of one, you can send $33 over to Pearl's Cash App or Venmo. It's Pearl's Prayers. All of the donations tonight go to spoiling her kiddo with an awesome birthday treat, little adventure. You are in luck. We are never, hardly ever getting a chance to read together like this, and especially this late at night. So,
Yes, welcome. Thanks for being here with me. So what I was going to say about this reading is those first two cards that came out while you were gone, the Eight of Swords and the Six of Pentacles, just is showing me that to a certain extent there is a limited mindset that probably both masculine and feminine have right now about reciprocation. Feminine believing the masculines capable of reciprocating, or that she's capable of reciprocating to a specific masculine, perhaps, that's like some kind of gesture, like, I don't know if this is what I want. So it doesn't matter what the gender of the person is. It's like it's the part of ourselves fearing that we can't get or give enough of ourselves or receive enough from someone else for it to be a solid, stable connection that feels balanced with that masculine and feminine energy. And then in this situation, the masculine is actually higher than the feminine because this is a court card and this is a major arcana. So it's like putting that masculine on this pedestal of being more important. Those material needs are more important than our emotional ones, which we're finding out is really not that true. And then what came out after that is the Four of Cups and the King of Pentacles. I really think that this is a commentary, because we're seeing a big old turtle here with the world on its back. I really think this is a commentary about the masculine moving so slowly to give anything to the feminine in the material. Like really slow feeling. And it's really a fear of rejection that comes with that Four of Cups energy. The number of missed opportunities. Am I good enough? But it's also the King of Pentacles, which is somebody who does usually feel good enough, feels worthy enough. So
Right.
It's also
You know,
the masculine energy of that ego and being watched and perceived and getting a sense of self from how others perceive you.
right. You know what's so funny is as you were saying that, I was kind of leading into feeling this, I know I'm good enough. I know what I have to offer is enough, but it was giving this, but is it what she wants? Is it good enough for her? Is it like meeting to a
Yes.
sense of her expectations, for what she wants for her, etc. Had my deck here in my hands and pulled the Six of Pentacles. So my Horror Tarot is more so my shadow reflecting deck. And so it's no surprise to that because it's really just affirming that energy for me of that. Is this going to be enough? Am I offering enough? Am I doing enough? Is she going to accept this? So it just really feels like it's just kind of further affirming that for me.
Yes, I feel that. Hello to Serene and Denise. Welcome.
And yes, so the readings are 33 tonight. Thank you so much for being interested.
Yes, absolutely. Oh, thank you. You love my YouTube vids. Thank you. I'm sorry I was a little lax on YouTube this past week. I just kind of focused on my private readings that I had last week because I had a few, and then also my son coming to visit and our trip and planning our trip. So getting everything in order for that. I'm shifting decks, Luna. Do you have any feel of direction you want to go, or what you are feeling like we should do now? This is your chat and chill night usually, so we just got a payment actually for Vanessa.
We will start Vanessa's reading.
Let's do that. The universe decides.
Yes,
I'm going to put these other cards back here.
For your donation. See, your name is here as Vanessa. Which do you prefer, darling?
Thank you so much.
I think
Either
that's
or. Okay.
So I'm going to call
we'll do Nessa. And thank you so much, Nessa. We appreciate it. It's like half a tank of gas, so which is really helpful.
So what is your question, Nessa? So the only things we don't read for on live are health, fertility, and legal. She said, of course, I'm a mom. I get it. Me too. My kiddo is 11. So his birthday's coming
the
in
Harry
August.
Potter years. You have to read each one each year of his life and make it a big deal.
Do know. We're such Potterheads.
Yep.
Oh, hers is 4. Oh, enjoy that age. Oh my gosh, I wish I could go back. And then at the same
I
time,
can't
I
even
don't.
remember. Oh my God. Having a 17-year-old drive me around is kind of awesome. I was like, oh, this is an unexpected perk. Like, I wasn't planning on this.
You get to have a child and a chauffeur. I love that for you. Okay, any messages you have for me and my family? So, are you thinking more just like a general type reading than anything that comes through for you, or anything like in specific? I want to make sure I'm not misunderstanding your comments. I have a habit of doing that sometimes. If anyone or anything comes through. Okay. So as far as anyone, I don't do spirit connections, but I can definitely will pull and we'll just see what messages come through and it'll prepare you. My guide is pretty blunt and honest when it comes to advice and general things. So, there may be messages and things that come through that resonate, that hit, that it's like, oh, so and so who's no longer with us would have said something like that or something. So, you just never know. Okay.
Yes. I
So I'm
usually
gonna
feel into someone's, sometimes I'll pick up on their own memories or images that they're kind of sending me. Like,
right.
that's how I feel. I'll get more information from that.
There are
I
also
think
times
when,
where my guide will give me, advice, or I'll pick up on it, of just different activities you can do,
yeah,
or something that's significant that relates to something you would do with somebody that's passed on, that you're like, yeah, that would really help in this moment, etc. And it's
yeah.
nice. Alrighty, dear. So let's just see a general how it comes out. Wow. Everything just kind of came out like right at me. But I had a lot of hesitation that I was starting to pick up on as I was shuffling and grabbing my cards, and I wasn't sure which direction to go, which deck I wanted. I was starting to feel overwhelmed by everything that was around me, and I felt kind of like a lot of clutter around me, a lot of kind of closed in. I'm just starting to pick up on a lot of anxiety, kind of worries. I was stressing on whether or not I was going to pick the right deck, the right option. So I feel like just in general, a lot right now is feeling just overwhelming for you. It feels like if I could just kind of have a moment where I could turn everything off around me and sit down and breathe, that would be great. Especially with the Four of Cups coming out here in reverse. This is honestly giving me a lot more confusion, even more so than what I was picking up on when I was just getting my cards. I feel like there's a lot of worry around different things just not working out for you right now. A lot of different things that you're worried about, whether or not you're going to have certain communications, abilities to be able to express yourself to different people. If different people I'm hearing are going to give you like the time of day, just feels significant to me more so out of everything. It's just really giving whether or not you're going to have certain opportunities with certain people. So there's a lot of this kind of sense of just stress and confusion and overwhelming just with that for me alone, which really feels like it's kind of that stem and focus and core of, if I could just have a minute to breathe. So it's further affirmed for me with that, with the Eight of Wands coming out. And then the King of Pentacles came out in reverse here as well. So where we're seeing a lot of, again, the communication, but this is really in that fast action taking, that I've got to do something. And it feels like that masculine energy that we were tapping into on whether or not, it's going to be good enough, is what I'm doing good enough or going to be accepted. That also feels like a lot of the masculine feminine energy just inside of you. If what you're doing is going to be good enough for you, if you're going to be matching your own efforts, your own expectations, if you're going to be able to keep up, especially with how overwhelmed you're feeling lately. So I right now am mostly leaning towards just this Eight of Wands energy where we're seeing this trying to keep up. Like right now, I feel like I have to hurry up. I have to get my words out. I feel like I'm taking up so much time. I'm really overwhelmed. I just need to breathe. I just need to calm down. I just need to sit down. It's okay. I know that Pearl will wait for me. I know that I don't have to stress out. So wherever these people are that are around you and these things that you have going on that you're just trying to keep up, it feels like I'm running around with a chicken with my head cut off right now. Like I gotta do the laundry, I gotta get the dishes, I gotta go to the bank, I gotta do this, I gotta, oh my gosh, which yes, there's a lot of typical mom life. It does get overwhelming, but it just feels like those little things that you have to do on the kind of more so day to day. It feels like whatever else you have going on that's more than this kind of big deal in the more King of Pentacles energy of your larger responsibilities. Those little things, it's just because whatever it is you have that you're trying to keep up with yourself right now, those little things just feel so extra, what's the word, mundane?
Yeah.
Taunting, tasking, feels like it's kind of picking at me. So something about baking is coming through to me. I just heard chocolate chip cookies as well. So I would implore you, wherever that resonates for you, take some time just for you to do that. Bake, relax, maybe watch cooking shows, something about just kind of tuning out and doing something in the kitchen. And I can't let go of the like I can see just like something being significant too about a whisk and like whisking things together and putting things together just feels calming and peaceful. So I would just take some time to do something like that that relaxes you, helps you to feel like you can breathe. And while you're enjoying that, maybe just take 5, 6 minutes or so in that while you're calm and relaxed to kind of think about these bigger things that you have going on instead of trying to stress about it so much when you're doing all the other little things. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna pass it over to Pearl now. I feel incredibly bad because I feel like I've just been
No, you did it. Girl, you're reading. You got to read what you feel, man. Um, so I'm getting my reading's also starting with a 4, but it's the 4 of Pentacles.
oh,
And I'm really seeing it's a clinging and a grasping energy. And it's just coming from a place of fear for me. Um, it can be anything from holding on to feelings or emotions, keeping them close to your chest to avoid conflict. It can be about holding on to a specific person or outcome that you are attached to. It can be someone else in your life who's doing this. It can be like feeling like the people in your life physically cling to you. I used to have, when my son was little, my cats needing my attention would sometimes be too much for me. I would get overwhelmed by the feeling of everybody having to cling to me. So it can even be that, like something of it's uncomfortable. So I feel like it's if it's about building a stable foundation, it's kind of coming from a place where you haven't had it, and so there's a fear that you have to build something stable. That's what you're carrying in with you from the past. In the current energy, I'm seeing the 3 of Wands and the Devil card. So for me, this is a lot of future projecting, but it's fear based. So you're seeing things happen to you. What you're clinging to from your
careful.
past, it's coming true in your current energy. Or you can see how it could happen, and it's a frightening feeling. This can be about pleasure too. It doesn't have to be a shadowy thing always. The Devil card, it's actually one of the only ones that looks like finally as you finally realize it as you're looking through this deck, you're like, oh, it's a mirror. Each one of these cards is a mirror, so I'm supposed to be looking and seeing myself looking back at me. So when you get into energy of clinging to anyone or anything or fear or anything like that, it's like you're becoming your own devil, like you're in bondage to your future projection of something you're afraid will happen. I just texted Luna today about a situation where I was like, my mom's expressed fear about this. Now I feel because we've talked about it, I'm kind of afraid. Like, I have a bad feeling about it. Like, I just need an objective look at the cards just to see how I should feel, because I could tell that my fear was overriding my ability to make a decision or a choice. I was pushing it into my future, and I wanted my future to be peaceful, not filled with fear. So I was looking for a path to feeling like I could go forward with this trip with my son and not have this anxiety with me. So it's a similar thing that I'm feeling is coming through for you, where there's something you want to do very much, something you've held close, or something you want to happen very much, but your fear of it not happening is sort of projecting that not happening into your future. And the answer is the major version of this card. If this card were to have like a phrase on it for me, I would always write let go. And this Tower card is the major version of letting go. It's dismantling anything that is keeping you from having this positive future you're desiring because of your projecting fear into your future instead. It's like praying for what you don't want. And when you worry about something, you're praying for what you do not want to happen. So to pray, in contrast to that worry, you would pray the opposite. You would affirm, everything works out for me. I am held in the hands of my higher self. I am protected. Every experience that comes from this is leading me exactly where I need to go. You have to surrender control and let go of fear. So that's a big thing I think that is going to help you right now. And it may be hard amidst the confusion that Luna was talking about, the chaos that's going on around you. And it might be about letting go of physical things, like physical items, like clutter in your home or around you. That may help start to brighten your future by having less things.
Absolutely.
So I got a lot
So
to
funny. I literally just cleaned out the top of my closet last night, like getting rid of the clutter. Crazy. She was sharing in the comments that she's been begging to have her dad back in her life, due to conflicts with his girlfriend. She's completely separated, and she's horrified to lose him from her life, but she still wants to strive as mom and woman. So definitely understand that completely. It's
Yeah.
hard, but that self-awareness that you have though, Nessa, of just who you are and what you want for you, although the connection is what it is, you're still remaining in your strength and empowering yourself with that, keeping open to that possibility of that connection, but really honoring who you are and what you want for you and for your babies and for your family. So I feel like that already is your solid foundation to having everything you want. It's really just like Pearl said, releasing that clutter and the confusion and, doing the things for you as well. Like I was mentioning, with just doing something to kind of help the anxiety as well. I really think that's going to help out a lot.
Yay.
Oh, beautiful.
It was
Thank
a
you
good read.
so much, Marissa. I appreciate you getting the reading so much with us tonight.
Yes, thank you.
So that's why I started my own photography to help women empowerment. Look at you go.
Cool.
Awesome. I'm so proud of you.
Yes, that's really amazing. That's a kind of project that I'm looking for. I want to work with 5 people for over the course of 3 months on turning their passion into a side hustle, whether that's remunerative, like financially, or more, it like doesn't even need to be an financial abundance hustle, but like one where you feel like you're giving yourself time and energy, you're pouring into your cup, or you're getting an abundance of attention from yourself and affection from yourself, doing the things you love, and you're reaching an abundance of people as well through your finding people who are in your collective and need to hear your voice and your experiences. So if you're interested in that, stay tuned. I'll be putting out a video about that in the next month or so.
Yeah. Hi, Carolina. Thanks for joining us. You guys are all joining us on an unheard of night. Hi, Graham. Pearl and I don't get to read with each other very often, and especially this late like this. So I'm super excited for this. It's awesome.
Yes.
And prepping for chat and chill night, and you're already in bed. I share the live with you anyways, because it's still a share.
I know. I know. I see it there. I'm always like, damn it, I wish I was still up. I used to be a night owl and stay up all night, but now I'm on, ever since COVID, I got into like a really good cycle with my sleep schedule. I only sleep about 6.5 hours. Like that's anywhere from 6.5 to 7 hours is good enough for me. So I kind of can go to bed at 12 and get up at 7 pretty easily.
I love that for you. I get about 3 to 5 hours.
Yeah. I need more than that. But I used to do that. I used to do that a lot. I just eventually started to have much better sleep than I used to.
Yeah. I hear that.
Let's see. What shall we do? Pull a couple Lenormand cards for the connection. Lenormands are. Oh, I just got the engagement ring. That looks like the ring I want to. I love that style.
I don't have those. Hey, Scorpio, how you doing, dear? I got lots of my mod fam and my regulars coming in to see us tonight.
Yay! Hi. So readings tonight are $33 if you want to guarantee a reading for the two of us to read for you, and all the donations are going towards my son's birthday trip. His birthday, end of school. Congrats on getting his first real job in his field trip. So if you're wanting to contribute to that tonight, booking a reading and you'll receive a deep reading from the two of us. Otherwise, we're just doing some collective energy.
It's so funny that you pulled that engagement ring because the hand of cards came out where we're seeing
yeah, it's also the Ace of Wands is here too. So somebody really strongly desires this. It says, ring to the right, your love is alive. It will ever be bright and continue to thrive. Ring to the left and troubles begin. Your heart will be cleft and filled with chagrin. And that's because this is a Lenormand card. So it's positioned with the card that comes out next. So this would be on the left of one card. And I always put another card to the right of it. So I put a Lenormand in the center. So we'll see what is. Oh my god, that's so funny.
That was the Ace of Wands energy in that card?
What's that?
That was the Ace of Wands energy?
Yes, because it's a club which I associate with the wands.
So I'm over here with the sword.
Oh my god, that's so funny. That's so funny. Okay, so what came out on the left, which is what would be happening prior to this. So this is like surprise engagement. And it's coming out here with the 9 of Wands. So for me, it's like somebody who's like just tired of it. They can't deal with it anymore. They're exhausted. They've done all the healing. And they are either surprised to find themselves now ready to commit, or they're just like, I don't even know how I'm going to do this, but I'm going to commit. And then what follows it is a decision. It's like your choice with the 6 of Wands, which is literally like success and victory. And it definitely means like you're gonna probably have to battle some internal energy to get through to make this decision, but you're going to be at a crossroads in your life when this happens.
Well, because I literally feel like I'm standing like at a crossroads right now. Like, do I go to the taco truck or the burger truck? We don't know. So I'm figuring it out.
That's
For
so
those of you who
interesting.
have been caught until night, you don't know me yet, so you have to know that I love food truck food. I love taco truck food.
I think loyalty is gonna break through any obstacles,
Yeah, I feel that.
and yeah, there's too much of a stable energy for this one connection that won't die.
Oh, don't say that, because I literally
Yeah,
have a
it's the
connection right now that
old connection.
I stuck the Ace of Swords straight in the middle of this connection, and it's like, one, go home.
I'm gonna stop. Lenormand creeps me out. I don't read Lenormand very like I read them. I've been reading them more lately, but they freak me out because you can't argue with Lenormand. Like tarot readings are so subjective, and it's really more about the psychic's relationship with their intuition than it is about like the content of the cards. The Lenormand will just be like, "This happened on Friday," and it will be like uncanny. Like it'll be like, "What? How do you know?" Or it'll be like, "Yep, this is exactly what's gonna happen." And there's no way you can't like. It's not like based on your interpretation. It's like if this card and this card are next to each other, this will happen. You know.
Yeah.
And the
I
numbers
don't have
are the
that.
numbers. Like if you said, "How many years will it be before I'll be with my person?" I would be like 12, bitch. Like because that's
That card?
what
That
Norman
card
isn't
is
like, well, 12 minutes, 12 weeks. It's like 12 years, bitch. Like whatever your question was.
that card was like, I said what I said.
I said what I
Not
said.
negotiable. That's what I said.
And it has
That's
the
what I
Seven
said.
of Pentacles on it, which is like fucking patience too. That's hilarious.
Right? I gotta stretch.
Oh my god. Oh yeah, my new chair.
I have to stretch. Oh, look at your chair.
It's a real chair. My mom found it today. She got it at somebody was closing their business and they were selling like office chairs really cheap. And so she got like this really nice comfortable throne. So I have a throne now. And
Well,
it's definitely nicer. I'm hoping that my chronic pain is going to be a little better.
I hope it is too, but as you should have a throne.
I
Yeah,
should.
I tried to get a new chair. My little brother, who has fancy everything, got a new fancy gaming chair. So I took his old one.
Oh,
I
nice.
wasn't, so I got my old chair back. I have to stretch, like I can't sit for long periods of time. And I really feel
I
some
need
type
to
of
be
way because
better about that.
I made a delicious dinner and kiddo, I guess, didn't like the chicken. And I don't know why. It's our favorite barbecue sauce, and I really feel some type of way. But he ate my fried potatoes that he loves. I make the best fried potatoes.
I believe it.
Look me.
It was my son's birthday party. So we had my mom's pizza, which she put fresh pineapple on today, which for Italians is like usually you're not supposed to like that, but we do. Um it was really good. And then she made everybody's there's only a few birthday cakes people request here. Most of us request the well, my dad and I always want the Cheerio cream cheese pie, which is like this like cream cheese with lemon, um, like sugar, vanilla, and then it's like just in a shortbread crust, and it's you don't bake it or anything. You just mix it up and put it in the refrigerator, and it sets. It's fucking so good. So that's what I always want. And then you put like fresh fruit on it, like raspberries or whatever. That shit is fucking good. I
I
made
literally,
a vegan version once with cashews, and it turned out I used cashews and I used apple cider vinegar to get the sour flavor and lemon, and it turned out pretty fucking good. It was pretty fucking close.
mhm,
Cashews, they can do it. They can get it. They can get like dairy sometimes, but
yeah.
it's really good. So that's the one. The other one that everybody always wants is ice cream Oreo cake with the Oreo crust that's made with crushed up Oreos and butter. And then you put a fucking ice cream. Like my son wanted cookies and cream ice cream. So cookies and cream ice cream on top of the Oreo. And then you sprinkle more Oreo on the top. And then you put that chocolate that hardens.
I thought we were friends, girl. I thought
That's
we
what I
were
had.
best
That's what my son
friends.
wanted. So he had
And
that
now you
today.
want to start telling me things like this when you are what thousands of miles away from me. I'm getting my keys. Where are my keys? Y'all, I'm going to New York, so if I'm not on live for a
I
while,
know. My body needs me to leave New York because I can't keep eating all these things right now with my limiting beliefs about it.
you don't even know. I've made myself like bowls of ice cream. I've been splurging like crazy. But at the same time, I've still been taking care of myself because nutrition is so important, you guys. But at the same time, eat that piece of cake. Buy yourself an entire personal size cake and eat it. Just do it. Thank me later. Anyways,
Yep. My healthiest is
on your
when,
life.
like, when I feel the best is when I have balance. Like, when I take time to make myself a
Mhm.
nourishing meal or a smoothie, and then when I let myself have a piece of cake, or those days are the days I always feel like, oh, that was the most realistic and lovely way to live my life. I wasn't
Right.
consumed with thinking of food all day. I didn't feel awful after I ate the majority of my food, and I still got to experience something that tasted good. Like, I, I like when I hit, that's my sweet spot. And when I can consistently stay there, my body is usually so happy from that. If I do like smoothies and a main meal, my body
Mm-hmm.
is singing
Yeah,
sweet songs.
I hear that. I started getting some greens and stuff too because I don't eat a lot of like greens that you should have, like, just a
Yeah.
certain amount of I got these like Goli brand, like they're just like super like microgreens and stuff and everything, and I'm like, yeah,
Yes.
super
That's
greens,
why I do the
microgreens,
smoothies because you can put the spoonfuls
yeah,
of greens in it.
yeah.
And and I
I
have a
do.
bunch of cool recipes. Next week I'm gonna do cucumber watermelon basil smoothie.
Hmm.
That should sound so good with lime juice and honey to sweeten it.
Yeah.
Bomb.com. And then a cherry vanilla one with like coconut cream and
Mm.
my chocolate kale, which is my go-to. Which you can't that shit's the best. I love that one so much. If you can get frozen kale, it's even better. Or if you freeze the kale
Yeah.
yourself,
Yeah.
perfect.
I make a peanut butter chocolate, like
Oh, I do that
power
too.
protein
I
smoothie.
either do cold brew or peanut butter in my chocolate kale.
Yeah. It is seriously like that Greek yogurt, a banana, BB fit with chocolate, like a tablespoon of regular peanut butter. I like the fresh, like unprocessed, like more
Yeah.
natural organic peanut butter. I put that in there, blend it all up. It's
Yeah.
delicious.
Yeah. I will do that too. I love like it was like a PB&J where I would do ground coconut
Yeah,
and so that it would be like there would be like a I don't know how to describe it. It almost ends up tasting like the bread from it. And then you
yeah.
put raspberries and whatever kind of nut butter you like I would do almond butter or sun butter sometimes. So
Yeah.
good.
Oh, I love Sunbutter. And for those of you wondering too about this Goalie brand, yeah, Scorpio, it is definitely amazing. If you've seen it in Walmart, Target, etc., the price tag's a little, ooh, maybe not today. Go to your local Dollar Tree if you guys have one. The one that's $1.25 now. It's there. And they have the like multi like vitamin type ones too. $1.25. Don't sleep on the dollar store. Don't do it. I love the dollar store.
The dollar store.
Dollar store's amazing. How you
That's like
feeling
all
over
we
there?
have
I'm so
here.
surprised you're awake.
You're surprised I'm still awake?
Yes.
I was up so late last night. I think that's happening again where
Mhm.
I kind of got a little bit later schedule because I had a few late nights in a row. But last night we didn't get, because I left at 10 in the morning. I got all the way to just outside of Albany and coming from northern New York. So it was about
Mhm.
4 hours into my trip,
Mhm.
roughly. And I only had like an hour and 40 minutes left. And I was on the highway going 70 behind like a big rig and started to pass the big rig because it was going a little slower than me. I wasn't passing fast, so I was just passing slow. There wasn't really anybody behind me. And thank God I had a luxury vehicle. I've never had a vehicle as nice as my car that I have right now. I've never had that. And it dinged immediately as soon as the wheel started to lose air, like immediately. And it showed
Oh,
me the pressure as it was changing. So by the speed of it, I determined that I was probably going to be able to safely pull off the road to this gas station.
yeah.
And I did. And like finally when I got into the parking lot, my poor wheel was like at 8 pounds of pressure. I was
Oh my
supposed to be
gosh.
at 35, you know. I was like, oh no.
I'm just so glad you're okay though. Like,
Yeah. I'm always
um,
protected in my car. I don't know. I have definitely have guardian angels protection so much. The whole situation even was like, it was a Sunday. That's usually difficult to get any car stuff dealt with on a Sunday. It was around 4 p.m. when it happened. So it was like, great. I had to like try to get this fixed. And I had, being my wise self, when I left Los Angeles with this car, I noticed it did not have a spare. And I was so dumb when I bought it. You should always make sure they have a spare. I just didn't think of that day. I was too focused on other things. But now I'm having a list when I go, because I've also never purchased a car that didn't have a spare before. Like that was weird. I've always had that in there. So I was taking this cross country trip. The first week I had my car, I got a nail in the front tire and I had to get it patched.
oh,
And so they patched it. They did an awesome job and it was really affordable. And it was right in the neighborhood I lived in, which was like near downtown Los Angeles. And there's a lot of little like car shops there, owned, like small owned shops, especially tire. And there was
yeah.
this one that my friend went to. They did. But I asked them, I was like, can you take my patched tire that you just patched and put that on a spare rim so that I can use that tire as my spare in case I have anything happen. And then I'll just buy a used tire today because I felt like I could count a used tire to last for the full trip, but my patch tire might not last for the full trip and I wouldn't have a spare. So I was like, in my mind, I'm like, this is a great idea. So a year and a half goes by almost, or just over that. And this tire, the used tire that I bought for $40 now is like finally going flat. And it actually went flat because it had two nails in it. I was like, what the fuck nails am I driving over constantly? And
Jeez.
so the guy comes, puts the spare that I had made in Los Angeles on my car, and I go to drive it, and it makes this horrible noise. And I was like, what the fuck? And so I call the guy back. I'm like, can you please come back? Because like I went to drive my car and it's making some weird ass noise and it's like definitely not right. So he comes back and we look at it and the rim was shaped so that the shape of, and it's stupid too because it was a design element. If it was just domed normally, it would have fit. But because of the shape of the rim that they chose, it didn't fit over my brake. So my brake was rubbing on it. So he's like, we need to get a new tire. And at this point, he felt like invested in what was happening with me. And we're like, great. So he drives me. It's like, oh, this place close by. And I'm like, look, I'm like 15, 20 minutes away from you right now. And like, I need to come and get a tire right now. And I totally understand if you don't want to stay open, but if you do, I'm gonna come and buy a tire right now from you. And they were like, okay, we'll stay open. They were really nice. They put my tire on the rim and then we took it back and he put it on my car. And I was able, but I didn't get out of there until I don't know what time, like I guess it was 6 o'clock. So I didn't actually get to William until almost 8 p.m. And then we had to drive all the way back. 6 hours. It was so fun.
Sure. We'll call it that.
I was like, wow, this is so great. And by great, I mean, it wasn't. Anyway, but I did get to spend a lot of time with William, and he drove for a couple hours until we got to the state line, and then because he doesn't have he's got his like learner's permit for Massachusetts only, so
Okay.
we switched at the border, and then I drove the rest of the way home, and it was an uneventful drive, and it was totally fine, and we had a good time, so it was fine. But I didn't go home till 2, and I couldn't sleep because I was like wired and tired, when you're like in bed, like I should be asleep, but I just couldn't.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I was up late last night and then slept in today.
Yeah. Hi, Care. How you doing, beautiful? I got Care over here on my side.
Nice. How are you doing?
And I see that Taylor is Thank you so much, my friend.
Yay. Welcome.
We are getting close to regular chat and chill hours, so I'll probably have a lot of my regulars starting to join
Start to
us.
pop in. Yay. I'll say hi to everybody. I'll probably stay for 30 more minutes or so. So if anybody wants a reading, I'm here.
It's such a treat because I always like talk about you and tell people like to go follow you and check out your stuff and things and all the things.
Thank
And
you.
look.
I forgot to post my Pearl's Prayers. I have been doing my 30-day challenge, like listening to music and different music related things. But I just haven't been making my daily videos, but I'm gonna go back to it. And I don't know if you heard me say, but Snipfeed made me an ambassador. So I won't have to pay for that website now. And all I have to do is just tell you about how cool Snipfeed is, which I literally called them to tell them. Like I was like, I needed a new, like they have a direct representative that you text. So like right now, if I was like, I need to change X, Y, or Z, I could just text them and they would do it.
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy. That's weird because I've had Wix for a long time and they don't do that. So I contacted them when my person switched jobs. I needed like a new personal contact. And I was just like, hi, I want like a new contact. And then I got on the call and I was like, can I just tell you that ever since I got my Snipfeed website, I feel like my followers have a much easier time of figuring out how to book my sessions with me. It's like, I like the way the sessions work. I was like going on and on. I'm like, I like it. It's so great. Good job, guys. And they were like, would you like to be an ambassador? I was like, yeah, sign me up. Be an ambassador and tell people I like it. So I did that.
Nice. I love that
Yeah.
for you.
Yeah, and it's nice. So they'll have and you also get like you get personal attention for your niche, like how to market your services, how to make your site more
Yeah.
user friendly. I'm
Oh,
pretty sure they're incorporating AI models stuff too.
oh,
I don't know yet if they are, but did you see that ChatGPT has a paid option now?
I
It's
can't. Here's the
there's a
thing,
$20 option.
Pearl. Okay, Luna can barely Instagram. Okay, this whole chat,
I
whatever,
forgot I'm the
and
tech
all this.
nerd.
Like, I'm learning.
I feel
I'm learning.
bad because ChatGPT is my personal assistant, my job coach, my research assistant, my financial. I'm learning finances like Wall Street brokering, all that kind of shit, so I can take the exams. It's teaching me that licensing. It's my legal assistant. I am like, I'm like people who don't know about this program or aren't using. I'm like, you don't understand how many people I just got to fire in my brain. Like, you're fired, you're fired, you're fired, because this person is gonna work for $20 a month for me.
Okay, so I'm gonna be playing around on that website tomorrow in my time because tomorrow is gonna be my day where I'm gonna catch up with messages and all stuff and things because I have been out of it for the last few days, and like yesterday was a crazy emotional day for me, and I was all over the place. And today was like,
Yeah.
so tomorrow I'm gonna catch up with messages because I think I have like 15 or so unread messages that I
Yeah,
can.
I've been there. I'll leave messages, I'll see them, I'll be like, okay, I can only look at that when I can answer it. Because if
Yeah,
I look at it and I can't answer it, I'm gonna forget.
exactly.
Like I'm not trying to be rude. I'm trying to not be rude. Like if I haven't answered you in a day, it's because you're important to me and I want to answer you in a
But
mindful
exactly,
way.
like, I don't want to give you some quick 2 word
Yep. And
response.
sometimes I use
Like,
it as a reminder, like I'll like if you say, can you send me a reading or something? And then if I'm like, yeah, totally, and you like it, I won't check it the whole day. So that I'm like, I have to give that reading to Luna every time I see that notification. That's like how I use those notifications. Like they're like my alarm for things. Like do this.
yeah, no, I hear that. I have little like alarms, post-it notes. Alexa is my new like little personal assistant. I'm like, make me a reminder to message sister, to do this, to do that, to do. See, there she is already on it. When should I remind you? As soon as possible. Alexa, stop. I was just talking about you, not to you. I'm sorry. That was.
Oh God, I've been terrified, by the way, of robots and AI since I was a small child. Aliens, robots, and AI, literally my worst nightmare. And guess what's happening all around me?
You want to know when it started for me? Furbies. The batteries were out of it. It was in the closet. The eyes were closed. When we say that,
Bitch,
there
I
were
feel you.
no batteries. There were no batteries inside of it. Furbies.
Literally, bitch. Literally.
Died. Mm-mm.
My sister had a Barney toy.
Oh,
That shit would talk to itself all fucking day. And we were just like, what the fuck?
yes. I'm like,
Toys are creepy. Toys are so creepy. Really, they are creepy.
I can't. I can't with it. Oh my gosh, speaking of which, hi sister, how are you? I'm just seeing Mocha in the chat here.
Oh, yay. Hi.
And Claire says she's doing good. How are we? I'm doing good. I'm just excited
I'm
because
good.
It's chat and chill night, and we have Pearl here with us.
Yes,
What are
you
you
have
thinking
Pearl
about today?
tonight.
I'm so excited. Oh,
Thank you. I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to be up.
even though
I
Pearl's
was doing
still
that thing where I was putting off coming on live. I was like, no, I'm just gonna like drink my water in the kitchen really slow before I go to bed. And then I knew once I came on live I would want to read, which I did. Like I was like excited as soon as I did it, but I just always put it off.
I was putting it off too, and then when I seen that you got on and stuff, and I was like, okay, this is gonna happen.
It is. It is gonna happen. You want it to happen a little more? You want to read something?
Yeah, heck yeah, let's do it. I know it's like feeling this kind of weird pull and draw to,
You feel
um,
what? You feel what?
it's like a pull and a draw to just read and pull cards. It's like, hey, this is chat
Oh
and
yeah,
chill. This is what we
yeah,
do.
yeah. It's
Like,
the vibe of it. Yeah, I feel that.
okay. Well, I'm pretty open now. Are you drawn to anything or?
Yeah, I'm kind of the same. I'm just sort of open to seeing what comes out, and I'm using my Hermetic deck, which is like a black and white deck, and it's an esoteric deck. It has pretty cool imagery. Look at who's here again. The Queen of Cups.
You know what it really feels like to me? Like masculine energy is just really embracing all of the like love that feminine has just like naturally like nurtured him with. It wasn't forced, it wasn't anything. It was just felt because of who she is. And it's like all that pull and nostalgia is just getting to me.
I feel that. I feel that. The symbols on this card are Gemini and then Cancer.
Oh my God, Pearl, the Ten of Wands reverse just came out again.
Wow.
For those of you that weren't here earlier, on my side when we were pulling, I had pulled the Ten of Wands in reverse with what was the Two of Cups. And we were
Yeah.
talking about masculine energy, just being like, I'm done. This is heavy. I'm tired of holding it. Right now, me is heavier than everything I'm holding on to. What did you just get? Don't even tell me.
The Empress.
Stop. It's
And
giving she's
now
losing
we
her
have
mind
the Emperor
completely.
and the Empress. And before it was the Emperor and the Queen of Cups, and now it's the Empress and the Queen of Cups.
And the Four of Wands.
You. I give up my job. Okay.
We're too good at what we do, so we're gonna see ourselves out now because we just can't.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh. Okay, yeah, that's a lot. Let's just get a little bit more on why, because again, it's just that union, that feeling whole, that letting go of everything, and just that embraces this. Oh my gosh. Here comes Kiddo. What's up, babe?
So I'm trying to build that really well. Yeah, I'm missing so many parts.
Okay.
So I'm adding to a TPP player. I'm getting
Okay.
all of the ones that are the two first.
Okay.
And so altogether, it is currently, there's going to be more cards I'm adding. I'm still
Okay.
down.
How much is it?
49.27.
Okay, that's much better than 149.27 that I was
It might be
expecting.
up there, but it's all building cards. Like, I'm building this book.
It might be up there. Well, if that's what you want to say hi to Pearl? She's hardly ever on here with me. You can
There's
Hey,
on
oh
here.
my honey. Good to see you.
He's so distracted right now. Okay, well,
and also the
I
super is
can
only
get.
$16.
Okay, that sounds like a pretty good deal. I'll look at it when I'm done on here, okay?
Go upstairs.
All right, babe. We're gonna figure it out, and we'll look at
I
your
need a
cart when I'm done
shower.
in a whole. Yes, please go do that. Thank you. I love you. We'll look at that when we're done. Okay. I appreciate your patience while you wait for me. Oh yes, get the big yawn out. Okay. Anybody else have tips?
This is giving me big time mommy vibes here with the Queen of Cups and the Empress and your particular type of distraction.
Yeah.
So that can be like a broader message in the for those of us in connections that there is like it can be baby mama drama, it can be your own role as a mama, and it can be your mama. As in like I had, this morning some kind of really helpful conversations with my mom. Um
Yeah.
and they weren't easy conversations to have, but they were good conversations to have. And so like working through some of those maternal wounds. Um, the other
You
card
know,
that came up for that was the Two of Pentacles.
it's so funny you said that because I had a lot of like healing and mothering energy going on in just different areas. So it's really just
And I'm with
giving
my
me
son. Like my son's in this room right here.
right. It really
Yeah.
is just like patience with mothering energy
Yeah.
right now for me. So the Daughter of Swords came out in reverse. So again,
Okay.
with that really kind of light-hearted, it's like desiring that just peaceful type of communication is really sticking out for me. Where it's really just the owl that we're seeing here is really giving me that just wisdom, clarity in that, but in that more being able to communicate that way, just at that more calm, just how you guys watched me with kids, took a little bit
Yeah.
of patience, understanding, calmness. But
Mhm.
yeah,
Very,
so
very interesting.
what else do you have over there?
The Two of Pentacles and the Lovers.
Stop.
And yeah, we keep getting the Lovers today. And the Two of Pentacles is to me about change. And this one has the lemniscate formed by the snake eating its own tail. And always get never ending story vibes from this card.
Mhm.
And the never ending story aspect of a Two of Pentacles, where you're, juggling that energy, responsibilities, prioritizing, choosing,
Right.
and going back and forth and dancing that dance.
Right.
And the Lover's card, which in this deck is highly unusual, again a Gemini energy. There was Gemini coming through in the Queen of Cups card, and now it's here again. Um, and this is interesting because this is Jupiter energy on the Two of Pentacles. Isn't Jupiter doing something right now? Didn't something happen recently with Jupiter?
Um, yes, I believe that there's something going on with it in the energy of Capricorn. I just know that if you have Capricorn in your chart right now, like expect things to be heavy emotionally. And I'm like,
Yeah,
oh, Capricorn threw up all over my chart. So,
yeah. You and my sister have really similar charts, I think. Which is interesting. Like that, I have sister energy that's really similar. Um, but yeah, this Lover's card. Look at how unusual it is. It's not like a warm and fuzzy feeling I'm getting.
no, it's really not. It's almost giving me like painful truth about like I can't quite put my
Yeah, because she has the gesture of the Justice card, like which
right.
gives me the truth vibe. Like,
It's
and
like
there's chains.
do you feel like looking at that like a sense of clarity about the loving connection that's shared?
Yeah,
Because I
it's
can't really see the details in it very much, but what do you
so. If you
yeah,
look closely, there's this figure here, and she has a chain on her wrist, and then there is like a beast of some kind, a big snake, really, and
right.
he's driving a sword into it,
Okay.
right there. And
Yeah.
then they're chained to some kind of, there's a rock in the body of the beast between them. It's a really unusual lover's card. The Hermetic Tarot is much different in its imagery
Mm.
than the Thoth, which it is its contemporary, and the Smith Rider-Waite deck, which are contemporaries of this Hermetic Tarot. But I've never noticed that about this lover's card before, how really strange that image is. And the fact that change is coming out with it. So something about cutting ties or chains.
You know what's really funny though is I feel like we're starting to really, at least me, I feel like I'm starting to kind of be pulled into the feminine energy right now with that Lovers card.
Yeah.
It feels like it just sucked me into it. Like, sure, masculine's kind of feeling this peaceful communication type energy after being like, look, I'm done, I can't take it anymore. I need to have this sense of union and completion here in this. And then you're picking up that over there with that. And I felt drawn to my nightmare deck, which is interesting because this isn't a deck that I've even used on live yet, just for no reason other than I just haven't felt drawn to it. But it just felt really significant. And then all of that came through. But the Six of Swords in reverse came out in this deck.
I saw that
And
card today in reverse
yeah,
also.
we can just really see Sally being very just kind of in this lonesome, trying to be in a sense of optimistic for things to work out and be okay, and having this sense of hope in that there's something to look forward to. But this reversal energy is really giving me this where you're picking up in that lover's energy. It's just like, again, that cutting ties, like you were saying. It's like, no, I'm not thinking about things going forward right now. It, it's like this, I don't want to call it a stagnation in that, but it just feels like feminine's over here like, I don't really have much optimism right now about how things are going to move forward.
Yep.
Because it feels like from what that energy that you're picking up with that Two of Pentacles there. What do you feel on that?
It's just it seems like a karmic cycle too, like just like a lesson that's finally learned. Once you learn the lesson, you don't have to repeat it anymore. You don't have to keep doing it. So it feels like
Mm-hmm.
a cessation of that. Like the beast that's being killed here, it's like they're killing that devil from the devil card where the lovers are chained up by the devil. It's like if the masculine energy can kill this fear. So if your intellect can override your fear, your mind,
Uh-huh.
if your mind can conquer fear, right? Then you can finally unchain the feminine. You don't have to suppress your emotions anymore. You can allow yourself to express yourself fully, whatever those emotions might be, and to create magic in the world, like whether it's through music or painting or dancing or like it doesn't matter, building buildings, designing pillows for a couch, like all of those things are, you know, adding sparkle and color and vibrancy and joy into our lives, and they have meaning and purpose and power. And
Right.
so for me, the change here is no longer needing to repeat lessons and suppressing your feelings, your intuition. If you feel a certain type of way, just trust it. Your life would move so much faster. The stagnancy comes from doubting yourself. Every second you're doubting yourself is just the time you need to learn how to have faith in yourself. Like, you don't have to have shame over it or regret, but you just have to acknowledge that every second that you're doubting yourself is like just waiting for you to believe in yourself so it can happen. it's like that. I keep thinking of that Bible quote I sent you that was stuck in my head about the when Jesus says that you if your faith was strong enough, you could command a mountain to get up and throw itself into the sea and it would do it. If you believed, if you had not a single doubt within you. And I think that mind slaying that monster is how you finally change your life with this Two of Pentacles.
Right.
You stop the cycle, and then you get the foolish man, the new beginning. And this is a very interesting because this is a scary dog. Normally when you see the dog in the Fool, it's like a cute little dog that's like, you know, playfully barking. This dog is like, don't you fucking come near my master. I'll kill you, bitch. Like, this dog is serious.
Right.
And protective. It's like you've learned from the cycle that you've been in. You finally learned, like in the other reading, the Queen of Cups loved the Emperor. In this reading, she loves herself, the Empress. Right?
This is the Emperor out here that came out as you were reading.
That second time. Shut up.
I was gonna say. And then to kind of further, because I really am picking up on that where we're really just seeing a lot of the ending of the karmic lesson stuff over here in this where feminine's like, I'm cutting that off. Like,
Yes.
I'm not going to keep that cycle going because it really feels like she's in a good place and just understands, you know, where she's going with that. And then it's like kind of clarified with an Emperor energy. It's really giving that, you know, another person, but also with her own masculine energy as well. And even where she's not fully in alignment with her own masculine energy, it's like she is fully aware where she's not in alignment. And that's a start. That in itself is an ending of different karmic cycles for her. So
that's very, very, very true. I just pulled a bunch of cards off the bottom of the deck that I've seen all day long. The Star, the Queen of Wands, the Seven of Pentacles, the Six of Swords, which you just got, the Devil, which you just got before, and the Four of Wands, which you just got before in the other reading. I literally just pulled these off the bottom of the deck, like one after the other. Like when the deck is like, did I stutter, bitch?
Well, and then here's the Two of Swords that you were talking about earlier.
Yeah, Two of Swords. Shut up. But I wish I had put those other cards away. I did.
This energy for me in this deck always gives me this actually knowing what decisions you have to make and putting time, thought, and conscious effort into actually making these decisions. It's like the effort here really sticks out into the thought that goes into what you need to do, how you're going to do it, and actually putting forth that effort and energy into making it happen. It's giving a not holding back type of a vibe for me.
Very much so. I just noticed Serene asked if this will be on YouTube. I think because I turned the music off, I can put it up there. I think I have to edit it though, but yeah, I think so. I can put it up as long as it allows me to with the duetted video or whatever. Not duetted, but
co-host or whatever.
Yes, co-hosted, yeah. Yes, I should be able to put it there. That's actually good.
Before.
I know you've not been on my YouTube. Then we'll have a YouTube together.
What an honor.
It's true. We could do that.
Yeah.
Especially because this reading has been like.
You're right. Well, it's crazy because I've been actually contemplating whether or not I want to like start doing more. So if you guys, especially on my side, you guys know I don't do readings on my page. Tarot's just not my typical content, but if you happen to catch me live, you're in for a fun surprise. I contemplated doing readings, you know, as content, but it just doesn't feel right to me. You know, every time I think about it and try to do it, it's just something just feels like it's not for me.
Yeah, if in my opinion, when you know it, you feel it. You're just compelled to do it. I think like if you don't feel that way, then absolutely
Yeah,
do
I
what
feel
works
the
for you.
desire from people to hope that I'll do it, but I just don't feel like it's for me, you know.
Yeah. I love the live reading. I think it's awesome. So
Yeah, and
I
you
think it
can book a
works.
private reading with me too if you guys ever want to do that. I do have that
Yes,
option.
please. She's my
Yeah,
personal reader, so if she's the reader I go to, so definitely book with Luna.
making me blush over here. I don't need any makeup anyways. But right back at it for Pearl too, you guys. So definitely go book your readings with her. I've had, you know what? We don't have enough time for me to count how many I've.
You said do weekly readings.
I know, right? I'm like, can I get
I love it. It's perfect. I honestly feel like that. I really don't feel like that's abnormal. I feel like getting weekly perspective here and there when you need that boost is it's
right?
like a huge benefit to when you're friends with a trusted reader and
So
doing that on your own. Like if you have reading skills, sharing it with one of your friends and making a point of having that open door policy, like can you pull a card about something, like so of the most life, it's like having your therapist on call.
exactly. Because I can be like, okay, this has been driving me crazy for a few days, and I'll be like, Pearl, I think I'm going crazy. Can you feel this for me?
Think I'm going crazy.
Going crazy.
Oh my god, I feel that. Well, today's readings have been very informative.
They really, really have been.
Shall we pull a couple oracles and then I'll probably head out and leave you to chat and chill.
Yeah, of course.
All
Okay.
right, let's get some oracles.
What are you gonna pull from?
I've got on my desk, I've got my signs of the times and a self-care. I can do self-care for us and a spirit animal.
I was gonna say I have spirit animal in my
You do
hand right
spirit
now.
animal one. You do that one. I'll do the signs and the
So you want to hear
self-care
something
stuff.
really odd about this spirit animal deck? So I bought it and it was so much cheaper, right? And it came in the mail and it didn't have like the actual guidebook. And I think it's more of like a knockoff, like
Oh
whatever.
no, that happened to me
Like,
once. I
yeah.
I buried that deck. I think I buried it and I bought a new one. Like from the actual
But
people.
I don't mind it though, as bad as it's gonna sound. Like the cards are really not bad to shuffle too, and I'm like,
Yeah,
it's not the deck's fault, So, but
that's true.
it has like the digital download for the guide, so it's kind of cool because I don't have to
Yeah,
flip through
that's
like
true.
roll.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Me all looking on the
You
bright
can
side,
also type and find it. You can hit
right?
Command F and then type, if you have a Mac, and then type a word and it just pulls it right up.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll just get a just to give us an additional spirit for the collective. No, this one.
So what do we want this to be a sign of? When we see this sign, it means what?
I'm hearing time to communicate, but
You're hearing I communicate?
time time to communicate.
Time to communicate. Okay. Time to communicate.
So I will find this little.
Oh.
Oh my gosh, it is all the way at the top. It's gonna make me scroll, 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 scroll. It's okay. It's so much better than
Just because you were saying that, now it's punishing you.
what?
I also have the guidebook too.
There you go. Aha. I have it right here. Okay. All right. So for my side over here, the animal spirit and sign for it's time to communicate when you see this, or I'm feeling even if you hear it mentioned, etc., however it presents itself to you, is bee spirit. And it's a protection message. Not,
That's funny.
not the wasp coming out earlier, anyway.
Yeah, not that. And also my name, that's what my name means. My given name means honeybee.
So there you go. Extra synchronicity.
Yep.
This protection message reads, when Bee Spirit comes as your protector, she asks you to be very honest with yourself. Do you want to taste the sweet honey others have been making, but you believe is unattainable for you? Do you wonder if others ended up with so much magical honey when you seem to have none? Have you bought into the illusion of separation and become convinced that you can't have what others in the hive enjoy?
That Eight of Swords at the beginning.
Telling you, do you separate from the hive to do it all on your own or to hoard what honey you have, unwilling to trust that there is plenty of support and plenty of sweetness to go around? If you have been overworking and overdoing and have not given yourself any time to enjoy the sweetness of your life, Bee Spirit is telling you to stop and recharge. Perhaps you're afraid that if you don't get something done, it just won't get done. Oh, that's me. However, even busy bees need to take a break. I just got called out. And when they do, the honey still gets made. So remind yourself that the sweetness is everywhere and available to you always when you need it. This card really just called me out in an aggressive, unnecessary way. Okay.
I feel that so much. Well, what's really funny is we saw the wasp today, both of us, the bee.
Yeah.
And the sign of time to communicate is a firefly.
Stop.
The number 44. And the word wonder, which is what I'm feeling right now as I wonder at all of the synchronicities that we've had and experienced in those
Right. And so
times in our time together.
This is number 7 over here.
Oh my god.
And the word sweet is sticking out to me.
Yes. All right, so let's see. Fireflies sprinkle wonder and magic into even the most mundane moments, which you were talking about today. You were talking about mundane.
Right.
Like taking out the trash or coming home late from work. Just one flickering glimpse of that fairy light, which is crazy because we have a fairy ring. I took a picture. I had an incident the other day where I was outside with my dog in the backyard where she goes to the bathroom. And she was meandering around the rest of the yard after she was done. And I saw one of these weird, quote unquote, bugs that we have up here sometimes, I guess, that it was black and it was about like this big, like from my glass, like this is pretty big, like a couple inches. And it had like the bottom of it hung down and the top of it was where its wings were. It was really odd and it was hovering, like it went past my vision, and I at first thought I was just seeing things, except Bowie noticed it and was like, oh, what is that? And it flew around a circle around Bowie, and then it went off into the trees on the edge of our property. And I was like, and it was twilight, so it wasn't quite dark, but it wasn't really bright, and it was just like this strange experience. And I was like, so that was a bug, question mark. And then I noticed yesterday when I went out with Bowie that in the same part of the yard where I saw that, we now have mushrooms and there's a mushroom ring. And I was like, Mom, do not go near that ring. So just thinking the magic and the synchronicity and the firefly, like that, because I was like, literally, that was a very Fae like moment. And it was like one of the ones that's like black with red eyes, like that type of mischievous energy. um, so it says, allow your just one flickering glimpse of that fairy light can make you feel like a child again. Allow your imagination to take you away as you explore creative projects and new ways of approaching routine chores. Some believe creativity is only reserved for certain people, but everyone has the ability to access that power. Attend a paint and sip, experiment with cooking, or create something for your own enjoyment. Get inspired any way you can. This card is a nudge to pay attention. The universe may be transmitting new ideas or flashes of inspiration your way. Write down anything that comes to mind. Don't be surprised if your creative endeavors are being noticed. Let this be motivation for you to continue to create magic in the ways that make you happy. The additional meanings are: express yourself via creative artistic activities. See things through the eyes of a child. Find wonder in the small things. Attention for your creative gifts.
I needed that. These cards are calling me out.
Yeah, they're so good tonight. What? And I really like the self-care card because of what we had happen tonight. It's family.
Aww.
And like that's what we're getting to do, like spend time with our family. Like it's so interesting because we talked about that tonight. So I'll give you the mantra and the journal prompt for this card. The mantra is, I share unconditional love and receive it in return, which is the mindset you have to have that we freaking started this whole reading with. The Eight of Swords was about the Six of Pentacles. It was about receiving. So the mantra that you are getting at the end of this reading, that is definitely going to be on YouTube, son of a bitch, number 23, which is this year, by the way, family. I share unconditional love and receive it in return. So say that until you mean it. And say it with your whole chest. And the journal prompt is, what problem areas, if any, remain unresolved with your family? Which I literally was resolving issues with my family today. How do you think resolving any outstanding issues would impact your life?
Wow.
I cannot. But I'm going to put this in my journal for the morning. So when I open it up, I'm like, oh yeah, you're going to journal prompt this shit today.
Crazy.
Preparing yourself to do something you want to commit to is really key. Because if I come to sit down tomorrow and my notebook's already open, it's going to look good. Like I'm going to be like, ooh, I want to write in that.
I have the hardest time actually sitting down and like writing things, and especially because my whole busy bee vibe. But even still, I think it's just like the way I can paint out my feelings better than I can sit and write everything. But something that I share that helps me, and I know it's helped a lot of others too, is doing like a video diary. I know some of you, again,
I
on my
was just
side.
going to say that you've suggested that before, and I think that's a great idea.
It really does help for those that even just don't prefer, an actual journal. You don't have to send it to anybody. You can delete it, or if you do want to send it to somebody, you totally can. But even just kind of talking to you, set your camera up and just vent, get it out there, talk about it. It really does help.
I feel like it's one of the benefits to being comfortable with going live and chatting and just being able to get those feelings and experiences out and share them, and to have so many people be like, this fucking happens to me? And you're like, yeah, like you're bonding when that's happening, and you're like, how is this?
Right.
People will always write on my videos that I post with my readings. They'll be like, how is this so accurate? We're all seemingly having these very similar archetypal experiences. All I can think of is like, this is one of those analogies that's gonna freak me out as I fall asleep. All I can think of is in The Sims, when you go to interact with a person and you have a certain amount of programmed actions and behaviors that you can choose from. And it's always a variety of choices, but you're typically going to have figured out a way of getting what you want in these interactions. And so the higher self is going, choose this, say this now. Except on the days when the higher self is like, I wonder what would happen if I like piss this person off for no reason. And then you choose all these wacky things and to see what's going to happen.
Right.
And like, and the experience of it is that you are observing trial and error
Right.
through certain social interactions that are programmed and understood collectively. That's what makes humor humorous. If you don't understand a joke, it's because it's probably coming from a different mindset than yours or a different culture. Like there's you have to have relatable experiences to laugh at the same things. So
Right.
comedy wouldn't be as funny to as many people if we didn't have really similar experiences.
Right.
It's interesting.
It's crazy. I even feel like even just the same similar type of mindset or comprehension level or education on the certain topics or ways of
Yeah,
thinking.
and our media exposure.
I'm very
Yeah.
big on your vibe attracts your tribe type of
Yes.
energy. So
Yes, I feel that very much.
yeah.
Well, on that note, thanks for doing this with me tonight, fam. I love you. I appreciate you. And I'll probably be working tomorrow because I think that I'm going to take a different day off this week so we can go on our little trip. I wanted to have a little more time to build more of a cushion to replace the tire that was sadly lost in battle. Now I have a new tire. So I will probably be working tomorrow, and I don't know my schedule, but I would guess something around 9ish in the morning will pop out on the internet, or 3 p.m. or 5:30. Those are kind of the sweet spots I aim for during the day. If I miss that first one, I try to catch those next two time slots. So Tuesdays are a little weird. There's not a ton of interaction on Tuesdays, but I'll still go live anyway. So look for me tomorrow and you shall find me. And then Wednesday, I may be traveling that day, or it may be Thursday. So play it by ear. But come hang out with me and I'll read cards for you all, and I'll try to get some YouTube content up. I will trim this video from the music in the beginning and put it up on YouTube over the next day or two. So check out my YouTube soon to see the full reading if you missed it. And it was fun.
It was.
And go support this beautiful lady and her incredible products, which smell so good. I'm going to cleanse the energy right now while we're talking and think of you. Also book for readings.
Aw, thank you so much. That means so much to me. You have no idea.
Yes.
I'm sure you do, but I really appreciate that. And I sprayed my bed with my room spray 3 days ago. It still smells like the scent. I'm mad at my own self for my own amazingness for creating such a long-lasting spray.
I know. It's taken me so long to go through this. And I use it constantly. This is my, I use this as my cleanser between my readings a lot. So I use this constantly. And After I smoke cleanse, before I leave my room, I'd be cleansing.
Oh, I thought you love it so much. World to me. So yes, thank you so much for letting me so impromptu just be like, hi, how's you doing? I really appreciate it.
Absolutely, it was fun.
So, you definitely get some rest and have the best day. And if you are on and I am awake, I'll be in the chat.
Sounds good, babes. Love ya. Talk to you
Love you
soon.
too. Bye.
Bye.